Just found my national record of achievement, and I thought I'd share. So, May 2001. Mr. Summers was the headmaster at Marky Mark, Rutherford. Head of year was Miss Townsend. And assistant head of year was Mr. Harris, and I did not like him. Anyway, the funniest part is probably my own personal statement, which I started reading and then thought, I'm going to do a live video. My personal qualities are that I can keep my head in the task without being distracted. Well, anyone that knows me personally will know that all I moan about is how much I procrastinate when I'm meant to be editing. I'm supposed to be editing right now. I'm always able to get on and complete tasks in the time given. I always get on with others and work well in groups. I don't know why I laughed at that. And have been able to take the role of a leader and take responsibility for others. I have a good sense of humour. That's very debatable. And very much enjoy social gatherings and events. Well, that's true. Obviously, I had to mention what I'm about to say. I enjoy many sports, which include Thai/kickboxing, which I have studied since I was 4 years old. And a few years after I left school, I gave up and got fat. Football, in which I currently play for a local football team in the B team. And I enjoy other sports including basketball, tennis and rugby. I never liked rugby, and I was never really liked tennis. So we've established I'm a liar, which I play for leisure reasons. Don't know what other reason there would be. Suppose competing. I enjoy listening to music and play the electric guitar, and may one day like to form a band. Did that, failed. This bit's funny. I hope to do well in my GCSEs. I'll read them out in a minute. And stay on to the sixth form. I dropped out after about 6 months. I like to do vocational advanced business studies, worth 2 A-levels, and a A-level award in information technology, and I'll also be doing drama. I was alright at drama, but then everyone was good at drama. I also would like to get A after my 2 years in the sixth... What? That don't make sense. Oh, right, okay. I would also like to get a A-level in general studies, as it sounds interesting and I think I could learn a lot from it. After my 2 years in the sixth form, I would like to go to university. Oh, how far I failed. I'm a hard worker and pride myself in everything I do. Alright then. Okay, attendance. Date of issue. 5th of the 4th, 2001. Whew. Date of admission, 98. God, was it 98? That we joined Mark Rutherford? That can't be right. Is it? That's like 20 years ago. Yeah, no, that is right. Oh my goodness. I had 2 authorised absences. I'm surprised by that, because I'm sure I was actually off a little bit more than that. I remember being in an assembly, I think it was near the end of the year, and people were getting called up to collect like perfect attendance certificates, and I remember thinking, oh man, please, for the love of God, do not call my name out, because I would definitely fall over on the way down to collect my certificate. Luckily I had 2 days off and that wasn't enough, so my attendance was, where is it, 99.2%. Obviously not enough. Oh, I did have 10 lates. That was Marshy Marsh's fault, because he'd always insist it would get the bus even though we lived in walking distance. Anyway, moving on swiftly. This is the worst part about my education, and I may go into a big spiel about how I was let down by the education system, but maybe not. Let's read the tutor's report. Who was my tutor? Does it say? Oh, what was his name? I remember him slamming his fist down on the desk because no one would shut up. Mr. Lochran? I think that was right. Ryan is a helpful person who has enjoyed very good relationships with staff and pupils alike. This is obviously just a like a thing that is used for everyone, because I probably talked to about 2 of the kids in my class. He has made good use of his abilities, not sure what they are, and has coped well with the demands of examination courses. Well, I'm going to tell you my results in a minute. He has always been completely reliable, and his standard of appearance has been a credit to the school. Obviously, they don't include spots that are ready to, like, burst on someone's face if you, like, squeeze my cheeks. Yeah, has been a good credit to the school. Thanks. Not hard. Crap school. Attendance has been good. 99.2%, throughout his stay at my Rutherford Upper School, and so has his punctuality, apart from those 10 lates, obviously. Ryan completed 2 weeks' work experience and showed his ability to adapt to a new situation. Oh, this must be year 10 then, because I think you do your work experience in year 10. You do it before your GCSEs. Or do you do it in year 9? Can't remember. Is there a year on it? 2001. But that was... Anyway. Right. I'm not going to read out all the reports from the teachers, mainly because they're all just typed out, and you know, they're not actually personalised for each each pupil. But then that would take ages. So, oh, silver certificate for doing 2 weeks work experience. I worked at the BT building and labelled folders for 2 weeks and opened mail, and I was so shy that I ate my sandwiches in the toilets because I didn't ask where the canteen was. And another time I walked, this isn't about being shy, probably one of the reasons why I would be shy, but I walked into the office and realised that I'd left my flies open, hadn't buttoned up my boxers, and my little winky was hanging out. What must they have thought? Oh, memories. Okay, I did get a pass grade in GNVQ, generally not very qualified, business studies, intermediate. So I got that. That was Mrs. I think everyone called her football head. I don't know why. I can't remember why. She didn't have a head like a football, but I don't know. Pupils are mean. Okay, here we go. We could make this a quiz. What do you think I got in these grades? I'm not going to go from the top. Right. Science. What was his name? Oh, I used to play for Crew Alexandra in goal, and that's all he talked about. And this really crap joke about not being able to afford time. Dr. Eason. Had Dr. Eason. He was a nice teacher, but he could not control the classrooms, so no one learnt anything. Anyway, I got a D in my GCSE, which could have been worse, could have obviously been way better. Right, maths. Mr. Chapman, lovely chap. He was a really nice guy. He was gay, everyone knew that, and the classroom that I was in was just fucking hell, is all I can say, because they would not let up. They just gave him grief all the time. And I remember me and Gary Robinson sat at the front, and we used to just play noughts and crosses and this other game that involved squares. Can't remember, because you used to have that maths squared paper. We learnt nothing. Never had to do the homework, because we knew that he would never get round to checking, because every lesson was just blah 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 at him. And I remember once he got so angry, just lost. He was very calm and you know, patient to a point, but one day he just lost it and all hell broke loose, and then the headmaster come in and everyone went quiet, obviously, blah blah blah. But kids were just piss takers. You couldn't discipline them. Anyway, French, D. Oh no, did I tell you what I got in maths? I got an E. E for echo. That was probably for getting my name spelt right and adding up like something from the 2 times table or something like that. Otherwise, no idea. I had a look at my nephew's maths homework the other day. Me and my sister looked at it and it was like, are you joking? Anyway, he's only 10. Or is he 11? No, he's 10. Is he 11? Is he 11 or 10? Oh, God, terrible uncle. No, he's 10. He's 10. Okay, French. Oh, class! My name is Miss Cross. I am from France. I got a D in French. She was a nice teacher, But that was another one where she couldn't really control. She controlled the classroom better than some teachers, but not very well. English. All class, my name is Mrs. Brown, and I would like you all to be quiet. Not a chance. We're going to be loud and obnoxious. I got a D, C, so we'll call that C, right? Oh no, okay, so that was just English tier. That must be English language, which, as you can tell, I struggle with. I got a DC. And then in literature, writing stories and then talking about stories that you've read, I got a D. Very unfair, because I write a good story. But it was all about, every lesson was about the classrooms not functioning properly because of the naughty kids. I chose 10 GCSEs, and I got put aside with about 50 students and said, don't use 10, choose 9. If you have 9, you'll get better grades on those 9 rather than do 10, right? I accepted that. Left all my friends and went into basically the bottom, like the lowest of the low. And every single class was just full of those kids that the teachers really didn't want to teach, because they were all just, not all of them, but I'd say 75% of the kids were like naughty and disruptive, disrespectful, and had no interest in learning. So naturally, I just put my head down and got on with it, because I was like going through my own like little personal kind of, well, I was getting bullied a little bit. Not bullied as much as some of the kids. Some of the kids got bullied horrifically, but I definitely got verbally bullied, and it didn't help when Mark Thomas beat me up. It all went a bit like downhill from there. And when you got red hair, spots, glasses, and no fashion sense, do you know what I mean? Not a chance. Graphics, F. F for Freddy. F for fuck up. That was Miss Wells, or Miss Wales as a lot of people called her, because she was larger than life. She was a nice enough teacher. She used to let you drink coffee, so I could never draw a straight line because I always had loads of coffee. But yeah, I never learned anything in that. That was another one. She preferred just talking, to be honest, and everyone loved that because they didn't want to do any work. I don't remember anything about graphics. I'm surprised I got an F. I think that's it, because there's not a lot more. There certainly isn't any more achievements. Yeah, no, it just splurs out all my poor grades again. In fact, I've only actually got 6 passes. So that makes me wonder, did I get an ungradable in something? I must have done. English, which I think was 2 GCSEs, wasn't it? So, yeah. Yeah, French, single science, maths, graphics, drama. That's only 7. Oh, I did the GNVQ. That counted for 2. I'm glad I did the GNVQ, because actually that was the only one, along with drama, that I got a half acceptable grade, because I think GNVQ intermediate counted as 2 Cs. Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, so I've got one certificate here is a B in drama, so it's like a good grade. Lots of empty other envelopes, because you know. So yeah, there we go. That's my live video for the month, talking about myself, one of my favourite subjects. You know, you can watch Come Dine With Me, or Twat Factor, or Be Celebrity, Please Reignite My Career. But this is real, what do you call that? What's that? Reality TV. This is real. Leanne Jamakani. Science was 2 when I was at school. Yeah, well, it was for me, but you had the option to do single science, and I couldn't count up to 2, so I had to do single. Hilarious, I know. Well, I hope everyone's enjoyed it. There's nothing else really to say about my school. I hope you enjoyed my embarrassing story about when I did work experience. I could just tell you some stories about school. I'm not saying that you have to find this interesting or you have to watch it, but I would hope that some people enjoy it just for a giggle. Something a bit different on Facebook, innit? One of your Facebook friends, because don't forget we are friends. because we're Facebook friends, alright? So, talking about my life. I remember at school when it was lunchtime, and I put my leg in some bird poo, and I was embarrassed by that. Like, it was right up my leg like that. And I remember saying to Irvine, don't tell anyone, dude. He's like, no, I won't tell anyone. And because I was quite sensitive at this point, I was not having a good time at school. Literally get into the doorway, Brian's got a bird poo on his leg. Thanks, James. I remember all afternoon everyone taking a piss, and then I remember when the school bell went, I literally ran home, and the bloke that was working for my dad picked me up in the van and took me home, and like I just had a lump in my throat the whole time. What else? I remember a time when fresh out of middle school, where we were all pretty good friends, like regardless of whether you were the rude boys. Kids develop, don't they? So in middle school you're all friends, and then upper school everything changes. I tried to hang on to that same kind of clique of friends, but stood out like a sore thumb. I remember this one time, there must have been about 10 kids, they all just started throwing stones at me. And I remember Graham Hobson's sister, who was like, we were in year 9 or 10, she was upper 6th, she was like shouting at them, telling them to stop. What middle school? Well, I live in Bedford, Leanne. You're all from up to north. It's called Golden Middle School in Bedford, which is now an academy. Yeah, I remember that, throwing stones. That wasn't a particularly nice day. Sounds like I'm doing a sob story now, but looking back, that's not really funny, is it? That's not very funny. Think of a funny story. No, they're all sob stories. My mum worked in the nursery and used to tell my friends off for smoking. That helped. How long has this been going on anyway? Probably should go now, because if anyone is going to listen to it, they're probably not going to listen to it this far in. I hope you've enjoyed this Ryan Devine production. There's one set of eyes watching. Thanks, Leanne. You're my biggest fan. Thank you. Now go and watch your wedding video, because it's the best. Alright?